It is December. We have had a freeze and we are back out at Emerson Garden to see what's going on in the high tunnel post freeze and cold. So you've got some thermometers going on here, Dave.
I do. We're going to figure out what's going on with the air temperature. I can see right here it's 46. This is the meat thermometer that I use to check stuff.
Perfect. And it says it is 46 degrees outside.
Outside it's 46. I installed this several weeks ago and really got serious about deploying this thing within the last week because we had freezing sub 32 degrees. The last time I was here was Monday, and I spread out the Agribon, and I haven't been back since. So I'm gonna open this thing up. It's really easy, and we'll take a look and see what's happened. So
all right.
I'm gonna get this out of the way.
You got your hay bale insulation.
This is a snap clamp.
Oh, that's cool.
Like this.
Very cool.
And it's specifically for this type of application. Snap one there and one down at the very end.
Nice.
And that helps to hold this plastic in place. And then the other really attachments that I have are the ones down here at the bottom holding the sides up.
Okay, you've got your clamps. Yep.
Yep.
We looked at those last time.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and I'm going to...
And it looks like it's got to be well above 45 because we've got some pretty serious condensation going on here.
I thought about coming out this morning.
Yeah.
It was like 27 and I thought this thing would be just a big igloo looking situation because we had frost was everywhere.
It was a cold morning.
I'm going to lift this guy up and I'm going to get this thermometer.
Here we go. It says it is 55 or so in there. So that was a good 10 degrees warmer than the outside temperature.
This was laying on the ground.
Okay.
So it wasn't...
and then we can use the meat thermometer now to check our actual soil temperature.
Looks like it's still growing.
Sure does. So that was really smart. So you have the Agribond, the floating row cover that we saw previously down, and then you've covered all of that with your greenhouse grade plastic.
Yes.
For extra warmth.
Yes. And what I did is I attached it to a piece of PVC.
Yeah. So you can just roll it up. That's very smart.
I like to, I did that also so I can store it.
Sure.
Easily.
Yeah, without it taking up a whole lot of space.
That's my thermometer stick. So there we have it. That's what's left.
Wow, look at this. These carrots have probably doubled in size in the month, and so is the lettuce. And wow, everything's really growing well.
I have harvested 9.5 pounds, and that's finished, good product, no garbage or anything.
Yeah.
All of this arugula is growing really. It's not bitter at all.
It's been so nice and warm inside there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have a chance to get better.
Look at the beautiful bib.
I know. I think it's just showing off in the sunlight right now.
You think so?
I think so.
That's doing a good job.
It's got that afternoon, that golden hour light on that lettuce.
But, yeah, I'm going to have to replace the spinach, I guess, next year. This is really the first time we've talked about the carrots.
Yeah, they were so little.
So I've
month ago.
harvested 9.5 pounds.
That's great.
And I can add those carrots. There's probably 3 or 4 dozen there. Let's pull one up and see how they are.
All right,
I haven't checked.
Ready.
Oh my goodness, look.
Whoa, that is perfect. That is a picture perfect carrot.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a Scarlet Nantes variety, and they don't get real big.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got maybe, I don't know, 4 dozen,
Oh,
3
I think
dozen,
more than
4
that.
dozen in here. So I'm going to say that's 4 more pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 13.5 pounds. And the thing is when I've purchased seed, and I did add some nitrogen, cottonseed meal, but not much, less than a pound.
Yeah.
I bet I don't have $12 of cost in the seeds.
That's amazing.
And I've got 9.5 pounds, and it's cost me less than $1 a pound.
Yeah. That's the way to
And
go.
there's more. Look, there's a lot of poundage still there.
There is. So what is your plans? Because it's gonna keep we're gonna keep having cold days. So
Yes.
what's your game plan for how to access this, or are you gonna access this once it's cold?
Just like I just did.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna come out here even if it's like below freezing and
Probably
harvest?
not.
Okay.
I
fair.
hope I play the forecast correctly.
Yeah.
Or unless it's 4 or 5 or 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
I've done no maintenance on this. We've had strong winds,
Mm-hmm.
40-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah,
I have
okay.
done no adjustments to the
That's
structure.
great. So your design is really holding up.
Yeah, well, the design I copied off of YouTube, yes.
Hey.
But for sure, I mean, it just, and I mean, it doesn't move. I've done nothing to this.
That's great.
So it's pretty maintenance-free. It's very maintenance-free.
Yeah. It doesn't even really look like you got a lot of weeds in there, too.
Right.
You've
I
planted-
don't.
Yeah.
I sure don't. You know, planting everything like this with such a high population, obviously is going to keep it out.
Absolutely.
But I didn't till this. I just dug holes and I scratched the surface, sprinkled the seed, and scratched the surface with a hand cultivator. I mean, no shovels, no rototillers, none of that. No insect spray.
Mm-hmm.
So all the critters have left us alone. Beautiful young arugula. I like that.
It looks so good.
Yeah. So, you know, I can see this thing, what, 13, probably close to 20 pounds, which would be amazing. And another thing I wanted to bring up is this one section of this bed, I grew carrots last year.
Hmm.
And I planted the seeds, I think it was late March or early April. It all didn't germinate. I seeded again, and then I seeded a 3rd time. And I ended up harvesting all of this no later than the beginning of August. At the end of August, beginning of September, I started this. And I'm getting really, really good production. This is what I wanted. And the thing is in January or February, I'm going to replace all of this with sugar snap peas. I'm going to harvest 3 crops,
Out of
3
this
different
area.
varieties out of this one area.
That's really great.
Yeah, it helped. This is, I mean, it's December, and we've got this harvesting. I'm going to get a very early start on the peas. I'm not sure when exactly. Let me get this thermometer.
I think we need to know what the soil temperature is too.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
That's kind of the last piece of the puzzle. So
Yeah.
we're doing all this to keep the air warm, but really what that warm air is doing is really making sure that the soil is warm, which is why Dave's able to grow year round, is because he's keeping his soil warm. Yeah, so right now, the soil is reading at 50 degrees, and that's when we've had it open for about 15 minutes now.
And
But it's probably not going to change much.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will either, which is great. So pretty much every plant that you want to grow needs a 50-degree soil temperature to germinate.
You know, that was what that I had read. And I mean, this may happen very early in January.
Mm-hmm.
And you had mentioned, we were talking, and I said, well, it'd be nice to have all of this harvested by late May or June, and you brought up maybe April.
Yeah.
If I can get this in the middle of January,
yeah, I think you could.
A 60-day snap pea,
Mm-hmm.
sugar snap pea, the edible pod.
Right.
I mean, that is April.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, April, right? March.
That's March. Yeah.
That would be incredible.
I know, and then you'd have truly a year-round garden going on here.
Yeah. Yes, and no insects.
Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the biggest advantages to being able to grow late fall and through the winter is that you have no pest pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
So it
nice.
truly is like the easiest time of year to grow. It takes a little bit more infrastructure, right, with this little hoop, but you have zero crop loss due to pests or anything else.
I don't. Yeah. You know, I mean, that surprised me. I mean, just 8 hours ago, it was in the 30s.
Yeah.
And what, this morning, it was 27.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's doing its job.
Sure is.
Everything is working really well.
Yeah. And it all looks delicious.
Yeah, it is. It is wonderful. I mean, it's perfect time of the year for this type of crop. Perfect.